We're in episode 12.
We are, mate. Episode 12.
We're in episode 12, and that was Deeks' guess.
Ooh, forgot about that.
Mate, and I tell you what.
Jono was 12.
Jono, he's so good with numbers. That means he could potentially be on for a win.
Could be.
I mean, probably not, just down to our organisation skills. But
fair point.
There's
going to be one more.
Good right now, aren't they?
I think so, dude. So Sam sent us that message yesterday about the opening again of Rowgate. I'm not going to jinx it, but it looks pretty positive that in the next few weeks, month, I don't know, we can arrange something.
Let's be honest, we're going to keep doing these things, aren't we? Realistically,
I don't know.
I think realistically, these things aren't going anywhere. We're not going to manage to organise a whole ride, are we?
It's going to be tough, isn't it? And I was talking, and not to put a down on this when we first started, I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday whose mum works in a hospital, and they've had a huge spike in people getting...
Yeah, dude, because all the figures are like 2 weeks behind, aren't they?
They've had a huge spike. He was saying yesterday it's pretty scary that, huge spike in people getting admitted with COVID-19.
It's very tough to not... If there's a gap in the door, it's tough to not go through it. And I think people this is all sucked for everyone, more so others than maybe you or I are who can go out riding and carry on with stuff.
Totally.
And I think it's good to have a bit of patience with people. I know it's easy to look at people in the park drinking beers and think, oh, you bellends, but equally, this has not been that fun for everyone, and more so for other people.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
It's tough to not drive past those parks and be like, ah, you pricks.
It is. Or like when you're driving around the housing sort of estate and there's people having barbecues with loads of people around, and you're like,
yeah,
I don't know. I saw the message from Sam. I didn't read that full press release thing that he did.
It just outlines that I think they're still kind of trying to work it out as well, because there's still going to obviously be the 6-person rule, and how do you... I don't know. You have to put something in place, don't you, at this stage?
Yeah.
You can't just be like, we're open!
Exactly, yeah. Orgy! People are like...
oh no, we're locked down again.
Yeah, exactly.
A second lockdown would be catastrophically awful, I think. So
totally.
Giant fingers crossed that everyone's sort of smart and sensible enough to at least...
It's nice, though, that we can almost see a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel.
Exactly. Positivity.
Yeah.
And I think also, if you're watching the news and you're doing stuff, it's not like positivity doesn't generally shine through. A, because it's way more watchable to watch negative things. And B, because you can't just as soon as you give people positivity, they're going to go mad and they're going to have barbecues and they're going to drink beers. So
yeah.
I don't know why I'm focusing on beers. Beers are fine. You're allowed to drink beers.
Beers are great.
You know what I mean?
I know, and we've seen it, when they've lifted it a little bit and people just go crazy. Yeah. They head to the beach, all this sort of stuff. And again, I think we need to be sort of mindful of how we organise this, because we don't want to be those people that are like, mass. And I know we can't do a mass gathering. So for all the people that are messaging asking about this ride, it isn't going to be loads of people. It's going to be... I don't know what the maximum is, but it's not that many, is it? It's going to be limited for sure.
It's going to be... Hey, dude, it's going to be 6 people.
It's going to be 6 people.
So,
yeah. And you might not see the other 5 for the day.
And dude, we get approximately 11 downloads per episode of these. So there's going to be some disappointed people. There's going to be 5 or 6 disappointed people. There's no way, two ways about it.
Definitely. And family are going to get preferential treatment. So your mum's going to be there.
My mum's going to be there trying to beat a land speed record. She's doing a big land speed record thing.
I can imagine your mum with the merch set up. Roll up.
Buzzing on her own honey. God, that sounds bad. Somehow that sounds bad. Like if my friend said that, I would make a joke. But I was actually talking about her honey. You know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
So I think it is exciting. It is positive for sure.
Bit of light at the end of the tunnel.
Mate, big time. In a time where not only the pandemic has been... Oh, man, you see the riots and stuff in America. It's so sad. And the bloke who got knelt on until he died, and the police brutality, and it's horrible. I think it's just like it is a product of obviously years and years of oppression as well, but also it is a product of being fucking locked down, told what to do. It's just humans don't react well to it. Like it's just like a melting. It's like a boiling pot, isn't it?
Yeah. Sort of wanted to mention that as well. Like, and I'm glad you have. It sort of feels a little bit weird today because you scroll your Instagram feed and it's full of black tiles.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
which is an amazing thing that people are doing. And I know some of the brands that I work with have done certain things over the last few days that are super good, but definitely want to sort of dedicate this to George. I don't think he listened, but George Floyd, like,
I don't think he was a listener.
But
could have been.
But I mean, it makes you think, dude, doesn't it? How lucky we are that most people probably listen to this don't have to face that every day. Most people don't have to think about police looking at them and searching them, and yeah, I mean, just a crazy time,
just as a person-on-person thing. Like, if you're in a position of authority, what are you doing, dude? You're a policeman. What are you doing? Like, I understand that a lot of people who work at, like, those jobs aren't easy by any means, and
no,
it's very difficult. But like, come on, man! All of those fuckers are all responsible. Everyone's standing around.
Yeah.
No one stood in.
Yeah.
And even beyond colour, there was a Hispanic policeman, there was an Asian policeman. No one did anything.
True, but like, how scary must it be to be on the sidelines witnessing something like that, knowing that you can't do anything about it because you'll probably get shot?
Yeah, terrifying, man. Terrifying.
Isn't it? Absolutely terrifying. So, yeah, at least, we had to mention it. It's a very, very dark time, obviously, for the world at the moment. And like you said, just coming out of lockdown in certain states, and then you've got this going on, and rioting and horrible fires, and it's just... And I didn't want to not mention it.
No, definitely.
Felt like the right thing to do.
I think probably neither of us are qualified to really touch on anything too political, I would say.
I feel like with my backdrop today, I look, when they on the news and they Skype people in and they're in like the library, and I'm, look at me with all my books, look super like...
You've switched up the backdrop. Look, he's got his papers in order. Davy's killing it.
I know. All the gardening magazines.
Yeah, and this is just in your second study, isn't it? Or is this the present wrapping room?
It's present wrapping room.
I always remember hearing that some rich person had a present wrapping room. I was thinking, I can't remember where I heard it. I thought that was insane to have a room dedicated.
That is pretty cool. Why not? If you give a lot of gifts, where are you going to do it?
We talked about me working on a house, working on a swimming pool the other day, didn't we?
We did, yeah. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Like, that house is unbelievably big.
Is it?
It just makes you think, I don't even want for a house that big.
Nah. I think when you're younger, you're like, I want a big house. And then you got a little bit older and you're like...
Yeah.
No, I don't even like being in a small house on my own. I'd hate being in a big house on my own.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. Yeah. And all your kids are going to piss off, even if you have... Yeah, man, they could have 5 kids and they've still got too much room. This house is incredible. I mean, well done to them. And I'm not talking from a point of jealousy. I genuinely wouldn't want that much. I don't want a swimming pool either, unless I can jet ski in it,
Fair. Yeah, fair. And then it's a jet ski lake.
Exactly. And then it's true. Actually, so many people sent me the video. I don't know if you've seen it. There's a couple of them. There's people can do backflips on jet skis literally on the spot. They dive them in. And there's people can do them in swimming pools at parties.
Really?
It's insane.
That's why you need to get a stand-up one. Because you're not going to do that on a sit-down one.
Yeah, but we can't... I don't think I want to try a backflip on a sit-down one. I can't swim, Davey.
It's going to be a problem, mate. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be a small
issue.
I'm
going to be bombing around with armbands on.
The cool kid.
Hey, do you know what? We've actually had some progress on that front because beforehand, I had no idea how I was going to get that thing around. Okay? I had no idea at all. No tow bar, no nothing, no means.
No.
But I have made a pandemic purchase. Subsequently, my screen time has gone down tenfold.
Has it?
I'm no longer scrolling the pages of eBay. I'm no longer searching the realms of Facebook Marketplace.
And you finally did it. You finally did it. You feel accomplished.
I pulled the trigger, man. I pulled the trigger and I did it. I've always wanted one, and I bought one. And it is the slowest vehicle I've ever driven.
Is it?
Yeah, dude, honestly, I was late for the podcast because of it. It's unbelievable. So I bought a 1988 Mercedes G-Wagon.
Hell of a thing, isn't it?
It is so cool, man.
Hell of a thing.
I love it, dude. I love it because I think probably I don't know if lots of obviously everyone who listens to this rides. So if you ride, a lot of the time people are like interested in speed.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Performance.
Yep.
We spend half our time talking about these marginal gains on mountain bikes. So lots of people that listen to this would probably be into like fast cars.
Definitely.
So I think if I had a fast car, it'd be a super bad idea. I've always tried to pick slow cars.
Yeah.
Because I clearly like going fast. I don't know if you're the same.
Mate, I'm very careful with that. I had a very fast car when I was a little bit younger, and it had to go. Yeah, it had to go. I'm really lucky that my dad's a car dealer, and for a little bit, I got a Subaru Impreza.
Nice.
Yeah, and it was ludicrous, mate.
Yeah,
and it had to go. I can't be trusted in something like that. I'm probably similar to you and a lot of people listening. You see someone ahead of you on a road, and you go, "Well, I need to get to that person." It's like the race mentality thing just kicks in, and you're like, I need to get to that person as soon as possible. I do it with everything, dude. It's why I don't enter races. Like I won't enter a running race because I know what I'm like. I definitely would never enter a road cycling race because I can't be dealing with people around me because it's a constant thing. So
slow cars, window down. Life is good. We're safe. Everyone else is safe.
So tell me about the G-Wagon, dude. Tell me about the G-Wagon. I've seen it in Bren's vlog.
So pumped, man. So pumped. So I've been up in Gloucestershire doing some socially distanced digging for one of Brendan's projects for his Dog's Life series.
Right.
Which is actually a continuation of one that we tried to do for Death Grip, which was the berm to berm section. I don't know if you ever saw that.
In Death Grip?
Well, it wasn't in Death
Grip. Oh, right. No, then.
It was basically,
where would I have
you may have seen like the images of it. It was basically, it's called berm to berm. So it's a line of jumps in a field that are just a berm, take off, landing berm, take off, landing berm. And like all of the images from this spot looked incredible, but the dirt was too sandy and we couldn't make it work. It was pretty soul destroying. Bren put in a load of work.
And where was it? Where did you build it?
So originally it was down our way in a field near here, and he'd hired a field, he'd done so much work, and then we got scaffolding in for the drop in, and then me and Bren just had this demoralizing morning of like realistically it's because we're both too busy at the time. We were both too busy to go and make them work and test, and quite often it all comes down to the day, unless you're filming on home trails. That's why Seminux movie segments are so incredible, because think how much work it takes to make a jump work. Like totally. I'm super experienced in building jumps, and I still build them, make a change. Build them, make a change. It rains, sort out the drainage, make another change to the lip. It's like a constantly ongoing process.
Definitely.
And then this dude's, like the what's that one banger shot that he made?
Yes. Oh yeah, I can't remember the name of the edit, but yeah.
No, I can't. Yeah. So it's all like, I don't know. It's all like machine built. Crazy long lines. It's in a different location. So how can you make a line that runs like your home line? So it's a real challenge, and I think like often you watch things on online, you don't maybe take into account how much work goes into it.
No, I agree totally, and same from sort of my dirt jumping days. You spend hours and hours building a jump, and then you come to ride it and you're just like, fuck, it's too short.
It can look perfect.
And we thought we got it right. But
that's not unique to, that happens with master builders as well. You go to Leatherhead Trails, and they've always got a project where they're like, we had to move this landing 2 feet, and that's what makes
weeks
trails
worth
incredible.
of work as well. Totally.
Exactly. So Brendan put in all this work, and then we honestly had this demoralizing morning of like trying, failing, coming off, trying, failing, trying different things, and all the cameras are there. It's just horrible. So this time, putting in extra hours. Dog works super hard. He's got a lot on his plate, and he
really,
and he takes it all on himself, to try and make these like cool things. He doesn't want to put out stuff that's just like everyone else's. So he's making an effort, and it is a lot of work. So anyway, I've been in Gloucester, and we've been building that, and that is where I came to meet my G-Wagon.
Is it Gloucester purchase then as well?
It's a Gloucester purchase, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, and it sounds probably if you're listening, you think G-Wagon, you're thinking like some sort of Dubai oil shake crazy vehicle, but it's not. It's basically like an old Defender.
Yeah.
The most basic G-Wagon you can get, but it is wicked. I'm so happy in it.
Yeah, it's nice, man. It's real nice. Condition looks good as well. Is it? Did you look at many before buying that one?
Not in person, no.
Right.
Because, honestly, they go for such crazy money.
Yeah.
And I'm not willing to spend money on like I'm real frugal with money. I can't spend big sums of it. That's the most I've ever spent on a car. That was $5.5 grand.
I'm glad you've been transparent because I didn't want to say the number because I know you told me, but that's still quite a lot of money, man. That's a hell of a lot of money
for a really old car, but it's not the money. This is what I have to get my head around, and I don't know if you're the same, but that money isn't going anywhere. Like in my head, when I spend money on something, I'm like, I've just spent $5.5 grand, but if I sell it, I'll get that or more for it. So
are they collector's items sort of thing? I don't really know anything about them.
They're crazy collectibles.
Really?
Crazy collectibles. So basically, you can't really find one for under 10 grand. And that's a scary prospect, spending £10,000 for me on a vehicle. I mean, I've had a history of really crummy cars, which I'm sure I've just continued with this one, but yeah, I don't know. I'm super happy with it. I've always wanted it.
Was it from a dealer or a private sale?
Oh no, proper eBay job too.
Was it? How was that experience buying it as well? Was it weird?
Yeah, it was. I knocked him a lot of money, and I sort of felt bad for it, but I don't need a G-Wagon. I want one, so I'm in a nice position, really.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Any plans with it? Like anything?
Mate,
are you wrapping
loads of plans. Well, I just want to make sure that it's like in good condition. Make everything work. At the minute, like the fuel gauge doesn't work. Like
small problem.
Barely any of the lights work.
I had a van like that for years, a transporter. When I was younger, one of my first ever vehicles, the fuel gauge didn't work. So I used to put, I can't remember what it was back then, let's say 10 pounds of fuel in, do 100 miles, go to the fuel station. And then it got to a point where I went to put the fuel in and it was full. And I was like,
yes, you've just been incrementally.
Now what? What do you do now? I guess do 500 miles. See what happens.
I don't reckon I have that problem with this one.
Really? Is it a guzzler, do you reckon?
Yeah, so it's just like a 3-litre diesel, but with no turbo.
Ooh.
So it is the least. It has the least amount of power you've ever. I've never really experienced a car so slow, and I've had some slow cars, man. It is wicked. I love it though.
So cool.
I love it. So yeah, I'm real stoked. For some reason, I've always loved I'm just always happier if I'm in like old clothes, old car.
Yeah.
Just like it, just like patina,
Yeah. No, for sure. I like it, man. I think it's stylish. It's definitely different.
And you don't feel like you're like getting stuff dirty. Like I don't.
Right, because it's already okay.
Like it's already done.
You mean like Bren just like riding over a 35-40 grand van?
Yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah,
it's so chalk and cheese, that isn't it?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah, it's cool, man. Well, the track looks cool. What you've been building, like seen it on the vlog. I watched that the other night.
Yeah, we tried to give away as little as possible, but some cool images will come from that.
Sick.
It was wicked, yeah.
So you're filming it, and it's going to be an episode of Dog's Life too.
That's right. Yeah.
Boom.
Indeed.
Rad.
And it was cool going back up there actually, because I had a massive crash up there a long time ago. Last time I rode there, I was for a Nike 6.0 shoot.
Oh wow.
When I rode for them.
Okay.
And this is like probably 11 years ago or something.
Mm.
And it was when I was like KO'd for all that for a really long time and like.
Oh, is it that? Oh yeah, when you said you drove home. Was that it? Was it?
Yeah, exactly that. That's the one. Yeah. So it was cool going back there in a way. It's just like. Yeah, it's mad to think. It puts things in. You just realise how long you've been doing this shit for, man.
Yeah.
It's a long time, dude.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I'm doing these like all of the newer generation don't see. You realise how worthless everything is without sounding too bad. But like I've done years of this shit, and then I end up. Now I'm just Bren's mate. I'm no longer like. Do you know what I mean?
I don't look at it like that personally.
Like kids though, it's just like,
I don't look at it that personally, but
no, but I think honestly, to a lot of people, like they don't realise that. Okay, I'm a lame example, but there's lots of riders out there. They kind of think, like where's he come from?
Pilg.
What's his like relevance?
Yeah.
Or what did you just say? Pilg.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Pill.
Yeah, for a
FMB
lot
world
of people.
champion, dude.
And I think Blake as well, probably.
Blake,
For a lot of young kids are like, oh, it's the guy off
years
GMBN.
grinding, dude.
Yeah.
Grinding, contest. And even Warner, people think he's a loudmouth and charismatic, but they don't realise how much actual mountain biking he's done. He's through and through like bike rider.
Yeah.
Largely motorbike, but bike rider, yeah.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's weird, isn't it, how it, like you're saying, how it changes. I think you were going to say now you're just riding around with a dildo on your head. I think
Exactly, mate. Well, I am. It's not far from the truth.
So even though we've spoke a little bit about like maybe getting Freedom Ride organised, is there anything else happening for you? Trip rides or anything starting to muster up?
Well, I mean, it doesn't feel like the world's opening up now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just being able to see people is. I don't know if everyone else is at home starting to go on group rides now, because obviously you're allowed up to 6. Is that correct?
Yeah, I believe so.
I
Still
really
got a socially
advantage
distance.
of that yet.
No, me either. Not at all.
No, but
I went out with 3 people on Sunday.
Yeah, I think probably the same for me. Maximum 2 or 3. Yeah, but like that makes a world of difference, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just talking to people,
Definitely.
hanging out with people is like, it's lovely to be back. Do you know the weirdest thing is, and I don't know if you agree, but there are going to be certain things about all of this that I'm going to miss. The simplicity of life.
100%. I've been thinking about it loads, because I've realised that the way I work's had to really shift to being more home-based, which usually I do like, an afternoon or a day a week at home anyway, with my normal job. But it's made me realise that I was doing like all the road work, visiting shops, doing this, that and the other, and then doing all this on top. And I was burnt out. And now I'm sort of enjoying this new bit more of a structure. I've never had any structure ever since I've had my own businesses, so that I'd be 10 years. I've never really had any structure to my days. It's just, you get up and it's like, right, what's going on today?
Just going after it, aren't you?
Which is still, sort of still the same, but at least now I know that I can get up and I can go and do a run in the morning. Like I've been going running every morning at 7. I'm back at 8, and then I know that, I have my breakfast, then at 9 I start work, and it's sort of like planned out a little bit.
Dude, it's mad, man. It's like you put your head out of the water for a bit. Because everyone spends their life just chasing, including myself. Like I'm just going after it, trying to make stuff happen, going from thing to thing to thing.
Yeah.
And you don't ever really almost just chill and just work out where you're at. And
I think today's guest will be a good insight into this as well. So we've got Joe Bowman joining us of Steel City Media fame. And he's probably going to be quite a good insight into this, because his life's similar to yours and mine in some ways, but maybe more yours. Loads of travel. He's I've gone through periods of our life like where I haven't seen Joe for a year, because he's been that busy traveling and filming, and you know how it is. So I know, like for Joe, he's been sort of not working for quite a long time, just chilling and trying to get get some rest and figure out what's going on. So I think Joe would be a pretty good insight into lockdown and getting your head back into gear maybe and stuff like that, and sort of just realizing like what's important. Is that
for sure.
hard? Is that amount of hard work like really important? Probably not in most cases.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because it's like a lot of the time you just work on momentum, and you just, certainly I do. I say yes to everything, or I say yes to as much as I can. I get as much going as possible, because I don't know how much is actually going to happen. So I just try and keep things going.
Yeah.
And now it's quite nice just having a chance to like be like, oh shit, I've got nothing on. I actually need to make these things happen, and definitely some good things come of that, I think.
It's made you be more creative, I think.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
The same with me, actually, with this. It's made me be way more creative and do all the things that I've never had chance to do, because I've always been on the back foot, always rushing, always like, oh, get it out, do this. Get up next day at 5 a.m, drive here, and it's too much. And
I think the people who are creative, or people who have been creative, and this includes like normal businesses, they're the ones that are actually going to come out of it the best. There's like a local business, it's an ice cream business near me.
Yeah.
And you could just carry on business as usual with a load of tape on the floor and making people stand in weird places, which there is an element of it. But they've just found that, it sounds real stupid, but it's just like this, they've just found a novel way of like serving the ice cream, and it's on like a massive long stick, a massive long 4x2,
Right.
with a little tray on the end.
Yeah.
And just kids love it, man.
That's
so you order the ice
awesome.
cream, and then it just gets served on this massive long pole. And you just see their faces, and like subsequently they've just got queues of people, and then there's another cafes opened up for takeaways, and they just and they do deliveries, and like these are the people that will do well. And it is actually just from taking a step back and just thinking, right, how can I do this in a cool way?
Definitely. No, I think there's been a lot of major like personal and just also global takeaways from this whole pandemic. There's got to be a silver lining, there 100% has to be, and I think having this time, it's almost free time, isn't it? It's free time to do almost whatever you want to do and take stock of where you're at. It's been huge
like a
for me.
forest fire, hopefully. So hopefully we'll come out of it with lots of new growth. And talking of forest fires, we have a forest fire blazing as we speak near me.
Really?
It sucks. Where I shoot all my bike rides, my like cross-country route is on fire, dude. It's really sad. I think it's 380 hectares is burnt.
Is it?
Yeah, dude, yeah.
How?
Like
not from what we were talking about before, is it?
No. It's all like no. It's all I guess it's like a barbecue or a cigarette or.
And this is what happens when you let people out into the wild.
Yeah.
All these pandemic fitness
Non-outdoors.
people. Oh, let's have a barbecue outdoors.
I really, really hope it's not. I really hope that it's some sort of, I don't know, someone left their magnifying glass on the floor or something. But I can't help thinking it is one of the people that I pick up litter for. That's what grinds my gears, man.
Yeah.
That's who I think has done it. But it is sad, dude. It's sad. There was all these boardwalks going across a lake near me. That's all the stuff that's on fire, and it's beautiful. It's like quite a well-kept secret, but it just looks like. It kind of looks like the African savannah sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Nice.
All like these like grasslands and reeds and heather, and they'd made all these wooden boardwalks, and people would go there and take pictures of rare birds and stuff.
Nice.
Really, really lovely spot, and it's just burnt to the ground now.
Fucking sad, dude.
Unreal,
sad.
yeah, really sad, yeah.
Sad. I wonder how many people have also, throughout this lockdown, just found something really local that they probably didn't know was there, and that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I know I have, even from, and I'm an outdoorsy person, but even I've been like, well, I've got time to go for a longer walk somewhere and go down a bridle path you've never been down and stuff.
Yeah.
Or ride something you've never ridden before, and you like all these hidden gems locally that I bet loads of people have hopefully found that around the world.
I think my little cross-country riding map, it's definitely expanded. I've gone in, it's funny, sometimes I just don't go certain directions. I don't go into. I'm lucky enough to have woodland in all directions, but some of the woodland doesn't get explored ever.
Right. Yeah.
Which is so weird.
Yeah.
Like I've gone to places I never knew existed and found these amazing lakes and like paths.
It's cool.
Fucking cool. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Don't know if you want to do this. It'd be cool though. Maybe. I prepared a quiz for you.
Oh no, man.
It's only a short one.
Hosting, bruv.
Got to, haven't you?
Yeah, you got
I
to admit,
I came up with the idea last night, and I thought this would be pretty funny. I'll do a quiz for you, 10 questions, bit of general knowledge, local knowledge, some stuff about your career.
Dude, I'm going to be so bad at this.
Well, that's what I thought might be quite funny.
every pub quiz I've ever been in.
So, what do you reckon?
I'm up for it.
All right, so people can play as well, like at home, but we'll do Should we do the answers? Do the answers.
Yeah, we'll do the. What's the easiest way for you to edit this afterwards? Do we do the answers as we go?
Yeah, just do the answers as we go.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, come on, let's not throw any spanners in the works. All right, 10 questions. Question 1.
Ooh. Yes.
How many kilometres is the Surrey Hills?
So is that in?
Get off your phone.
I'm not on my phone. My phone is looking at me. Is that in?
We're gonna do kilometres squared.
Oh, okay. Bloody hell. I bet it's not that much. But then when I heard that the 380 hectares of land is burnt, it made me think, fuck, maybe it's bigger than I thought. Dude, I wouldn't know at all. That's insane. What, 1,000 kilometres?
Squared.
Squared, no. It's more than that, isn't it? Less than that.
Don't know.
Oh, man, I'm useless. I told you.
Try and get to the nearest 100.
Okay, let's go with 1,000.
1,000. So the answer is the Surrey Hills are 422 kilometres squared.
Are they? There you go.
There you go.
So
We're learning.
that
We're learning.
is that just wood? Is that just woodland?
I don't know.
Mate, I'm only 50% off. That's not bad for me.
Decent, eh? All right. Next question. Another local knowledge question.
Okay.
Are you familiar with a place called Dunsfold?
I am familiar with it. Yes.
Is that close?
That is very close. It's where they shoot the Top Gear show.
Oh, amazing. All right.
Yeah.
So in the Second World War, an army built an emergency landing strip. The question is, which army built it?
Shit, it's not going to be the British Army, is it?
I'd still be doing it now if it was.
Well, should we just go German?
German. The answer is Canadian Army.
Oh, really? There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
I should have known that, actually, because a friend of mine just got done for digging in a Canadian War memorial just near us.
Oh,
so,
there you go.
There you go.
Question 3.
Yes.
This is a higher or lower question. How many UK households own a boat in the UK? Is it higher or lower than 1 million?
UK households own a boat. 1 million seems a lot of boats, doesn't it? Just putting 1 million in the sea seems a bit much.
This can be like sea craft, I guess. So it can be jet skis as well. Sea-going vessels, let's say.
Okay, if it includes jet skis, because obviously that's more of my scene, I'm going to go with more than 1 million because they're very small and they... Actually, when you drive around, you see a lot of shit old boats with loads of moss on in the drive, don't you?
Yeah, behind G-Wagons. Usually.
Yeah, exactly. Which probably also don't move.
Classic. The answer is higher. Correct.
Yes!
One out of 3.
One right.
One out of 3. All right. Question 4.
On a roll now.
This is a question about one of your sponsors. So Troy Lee Design's first helmet was a collaboration with another helmet manufacturer, but which one?
Wow, I don't know that. I know it's the well, I thought it was the Edge, and I've been looking at that's one of my things that I eBay for because I'd just love to have one on the wall.
Yeah,
I really
good,
would.
Actually,
I think
fair.
The graphics are so insane, and like honestly, if you put it on your head, it'd look like a mushroom, but like the look of them is so cool, and it's actually still pretty current. It looks like a kind of mix between like a piss pot and a. It almost looks like one of those new ones that you have over the years that companies do.
Yeah.
But Edge, what I'm going to say is I think it was probably in collaboration with Bell.
Ooh.
Because I don't know why. Because
well, it's incorrect, but it was close, I think. So the first one was a collab with Shoei.
Was it?
I believe so. I hope so.
Didn't know that.
But people in the comments now, it's like,
yeah,
idiot.
One of the coolest things you can do if we're ever allowed to go on planes again, or if you're ever in the in California, particularly the Elsinore area, is to go to Troy Lee headquarters because it is absolutely mind blowing.
Sick,
and like I love being part of like brands with a bit of history, but Troy Lee is the coolest. I walk around there like a kid.
Yeah.
You look at all the stuff on the walls. There's motorbikes everywhere. There's Formula One helmets. It is absolutely one of the coolest things you can do.
Totally.
And they've got like that window. You can see people working on painting helmets. I love it, man.
I used to, when I was over in the States, I used to go there. And every time, this was one of the coolest things I think I've ever done. When I was younger especially, was whenever I was coming back from the States, when I'd fly home, I'd bring helmets back for PE. And I was super young, dude. So it's like the coolest thing ever to just go to Troy Lee and be like, yeah, I've come to pick up some helmets for PE. And he'd always say like, oh, just get one for yourself and just tell him that it's, for me. So
nice.
That D2 that's hung up in my house, that's one of those ones that came from.
Oh, wicked, man.
Yeah, so I used to bring them back in my suitcase. How cool is that?
Uncle Steve hooking it up. What a guy.
Sick.
What a
so
guy.
Cool. He didn't have to do that. He's just giving a young kid something to do.
Yeah.
Question 5. Your sponsor, Focus Bikes, was founded by who?
Mike Klug.
Yes.
Who is a cyclocross world champion.
Very true. 2 out of 5.
We're killing it, dude.
Question 6. It's a 2-part question.
Ooh.
Your first ever social media post was of what? And what was the registration number? Oh, I'd give it away. An idiot.
Shit, man. Is it? Oh, I don't know, because I've been late to the party on every single social media platform ever. So I'm trying to think what car I would have had then. I think it was a Suzuki SJ, maybe.
That truck?
It is like a little Jeep thing. It's actually almost exactly a G-Wagon, but a tiny one, a 1 litre one.
Oh, it's not that then. No.
Okay. Is it H3 gum?
No. All right.
Right. Okay. 1 second. Let me think. Okay, I know what it was. It was my VW Caddy.
Yeah, it was. I guess. Yeah. And the registration
Mark 1
number?
Caddy. F.
Oh.
419.
Ooh, close. No, 427.
Okay. Damn.
You are.
There you go. There you go. What a truck that was.
Hard work scrolling back through someone else's Instagram to get to the start.
It's a long way as well.
Very tough.
Someone who does it for a job, it's embarrassing how many posts there are.
Very tough.
I think one day it'll be cool to have it and look back through as a scrapbook, I guess.
It's good. It's
kind of is an online scrapbook, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Question 7. 2-part question again. Are you enjoying this?
I am. I like it. I am.
All right. On the 12th of September.
We're also recording a podcast.
Yeah,
I forget that everyone else is involved.
Well, people do pub quizzes all the time, don't they?
Yeah, it's good.
On the 12th of September, can't remember what year because I didn't write it down, you raced your last 4-cross race. What position did you finish? Part 1. And how many places separated me and you?
No way.
Yeah, dude.
No way.
Yeah.
What category was that in?
19 to 29 was it called? I don't know.
Me.
This is actually I need to sort of try and figure this out because I don't. I think
we're
in the same category.
I quit while I was ahead. I don't reckon I quit on a good result. I reckon I would have got something small final, some sort of annoying position.
Okay.
A 8th or no, like a 6th. Give me a break.
All right.
I reckon it was a 6th, and then did you beat me or something? Is this what this is about?
Well, I don't know. Be careful.
Were we in a small final together?
No.
Shit, I must have got smashed then. All right, let's just say 5 places.
Ooh, you beat me by 5. No. You finished 9th, and I finished 8th.
Yes!
I'm keeping you to that one.
Good man. Wicked. Whereabouts was that then?
Chicksands.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah.
Was that? I think that was for an MBUK article.
Oh, really? I don't know.
I think so,
I don't. I'll be
bikes.
brutally honest, dude. I don't remember you racing it. I don't know if we were in different categories, but the way it's on Roots and Rain puts me 8th, you 9th.
Wicked, dude.
Yeah, so I was like, yes. But,
oh, mate, I want to make a quiz where I can say I fucking beat you. Pisses me off.
Every other race, basically, just every other race we're ever at together.
I actually reckon the one that I can think of, actually, if it was at Chicksands, the one I can think of was me and Sam Reynolds went to do a MBUK article where we raced on dirt jump bikes.
That's what it is then, because Sam finished a bit lower down.
Did he? Yeah.
That must be that. That's funny. That's killer.
Wicked. Yeah, that's well good.
Good memories.
Oh, good.
If I remembered it.
Fantastic, isn't it? It brought me back talking to Jono about it, you know.
So good.
Racing's brilliant.
So good.
Good way to get good at biking.
Have you ever done Steel City?
No, never have. It looks amazing, though. It looks so good.
You definitely beat me at that because I finished last at every single one I've done.
Have you?
Yeah, legit last. Yeah, in every...
Consistent?
Or maybe last but one in one of them. Because Craig Evans crashed his brains out. He was probably in hospital and I beat him. But yeah, every
rode over his body.
Yeah. All right, question 8. On the 31st of March 2015, you posted on Instagram about Dirt Magazine's final episode. Final, magazine or whatever.
Oh, it will have been emotional.
Yeah.
It will have been emotional.
Your brother, Henry, left a comment and a hashtag. What did he call you?
I can't actually really. No, I wouldn't know.
Really?
I wouldn't know.
It
would have been something mean, though.
Yeah, something like stop crying about it. Hashtag
cry,
magazine
baby.
fag.
Oh, it wouldn't go down these days, would it? Henry just got cancelled, bruv.
Oh dear. All right.
That's funny.
2 more.
Hey, talking of dirt, I saw the dirt van. You ever seen the dirt van? Yeah, I saw the dirt van the other day. Matty Pugh runs Red Who Extreme, which is where we were in Gloucester. He purchased the dirt van off the legendary Mike Rose, and it's sat there and it's gone round the clock. I don't know how many times. It's so cool to see it. I remember being a kid and seeing it and being like, "Oh, the dirt van!"
Yeah.
And I still get that feeling now, so that's cool.
That's amazing. Yeah, I did see that on your Instabanger, to be honest. Question 9. In dollars, what is the difference between prize funds at the Red Bull Rampage between 2001 and 2019?
1 and 19. Man, it's got to be... I can't think what it was in 2019. Was it 70 grand or 80 grand or something? It's got to be... Yeah. Man, it's got to be $70,000 is what I'm going to go for.
Really? The answer is $92,000.
Bloody hell, way off.
I know.
Wow, there you go.
It was 8 and then 100 in 2019.
Was it?
Yeah.
100 grand.
100k.
God, no wonder Bryn wanted to win so bad.
I know, right? Who'd have thought?
It's so funny how switched off I am from all that stuff. I'm absolutely terrible. I'm literally just there shitting myself that you're going to make it down a hill. Honestly.
Would you ride his line for 100k?
Fucking right I would.
Yeah.
Fucking right I would. That's guaranteed first place.
That's funny.
Cruise down.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be sending any backflips, let me tell you that.
Well, no. Question 10, last one, and it's perfectly tying. People say, I'm just going to say it, I wrote it. People say you're super stylish on a bike, but not very stylish off a bike. So...
oh man.
Brutal. Yeah, this is the last one of these, isn't it? We're going to fall out.
What can I do? I mean, yeah, look at me. Look at the hat, man.
I like that you read that hat, though. It's good. People say you're stylish on a bike, but not really off the bike. So, at the 2013 Oscars, how much was Kate Blanchett's outfit worth?
Mate, yeah, I can't really argue with that statement.
Quizmaster, right here.
I'm just going to... Actually, would you rather be... Okay, I've got a question for you.
All right.
Would you rather be stylish on a bike or off a bike if you had to pick one?
On a bike.
Yeah, so I'm sticking with it.
Yeah.
I don't mind that I look like a homeless person off the bike. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to be very flattered and glad that anyone has ever thought I was stylish on a bike. So, yeah. Kate Blanchett's costume is... yeah, and I call it costume on purpose because there is no reason to ever spend that amount of money on any item of clothing. I'm going to go with 200. Did it include jewellery?
Yeah.
A milli.
Ooh, no. The answer, $18.1 million.
That is mind-blowingly stupid.
Isn't it?
I would be deeply embarrassed to wear something. And I say that from the bottom of my heart.
There's people starving in the world and you're walking down a red carpet, which is ridiculous in itself.
Yeah, we're expected to applaud you. No. And who is she anyway? Is she an actress?
Kate Blanchett. Yeah. I think she's an actress.
So also, acting. Let's go with acting for a bit. Acting is essentially pretending. So it's so what you're good at is pretending.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's not an art and it's a very difficult thing to do. But are we going to celebrate pretending with an £18 million costume?
No, we shouldn't. It's definitely excessive.
Yes.
100% agree with you.
I think maybe let's... And where's that costume now? And is it still worth 18 million?
Probably in landfill, mate. Let's be honest.
Exactly. Let's build a few more wells, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's build a few more wells. Man, the world is mad, isn't it? Isn't the world mad?
World is mad, dude.
Yeah.
Should we bring Joe Bowman in?
Mate, I thoroughly enjoyed your quiz, first of all. Thank you very much. What was my overall score before we bring Joe in? So you don't even give a shit. You just wanted to say the one where I was unstylish off a bike.
No, it's the one where I beat you at a race. I'll be honest.
No more fucking quizzes.
That was mainly the one. No more quizzes. That's the last quiz of the season, guys. I'm afraid. That's funny. Oh man! Brilliant. All right. So I don't know, mate. I think you got 2. I think, to be honest.
I'll take 2, man. 20%.
I'll take. Yeah.
Can we say 2.3 and then it's 23%? We agree with that?
Yep, 23%. It is ish.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Joe Bowman, coming at you. Hopefully.
Coming in hot.
Here we go.
Do you mean lift music or what?
We might need it, dude. I'll be honest with you. We might need it.
City Media. Look at the backdrop, dude.
Stylish.
Welcome.
Does not mess about.
How are you in the office over there? Nice.
I am. I think you've sat in those chairs more than I have, actually, David.
Yes, Ollie, they're the chairs that I use when we do studio podcasts.
Oh, wicked. It looks like some bougie boutique hotel, doesn't it? It looks like there should be gin and tonics being served.
It's pretty funny. I remember, when we got this spot, I was trying to find some, old antique ones from all the antique shops up the road. I was thinking, you get a nice old Chesterfield or something. And turns out they're really expensive from antique shops. So I went on eBay and I was trying not to buy just some crappy one from somewhere, and then you can basically get brand new ones made in China for 80 quid.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Is that what they are?
Made in really good working conditions as well.
Yeah. Actually, the quality of them is really good.
I saw that you could do? I thought it'd be a really funny gift. You can get so you could send in an image, say, and you can send it to China and get obviously a really talented artist to oil paint the image, and it comes like an actual oil painting. I thought it'd be so funny to I don't know, Photoshop my face on a Hercules body or something and just have it massive oil painting. Bit much?
No.
Give it to my mum, There you go.
Funny. How are you, Joey? How's things?
Good, yeah.
It's been a long time, dude. We've genuinely not seen each other for months and months and months and months.
Yeah, it's funny. You're only
it's been
20
nice.
Minutes, I was thinking that it's been the perfect excuse to not actually hang out with you.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, it's weird, but yeah, all right. Been a bit more chill this last couple of weeks, trying to ride more, so that's been good. But yeah, just trying to restart a bit of work stuff, or try and plan it out at least. But it's tricky, like you both know. Yeah. So yeah, all good. How about you two?
Yeah, just doing this.
Just doing this, dude. Just doing this.
Doing this.
Have you seen some of the games, some of the topics? It's terrible. It's just like a descent into madness. Hey, how long do you normally go away a year? How weird is this for you?
Pretty weird, yeah. I think I was speaking to Hannah the other day and we were laughing how it's the most time in a row. Oh, what do you say? It's the most time in one stretch we've spent with each other in 9 years, we reckon.
No way.
Exactly what Gully said. He was the last guest on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mad.
And they're still in love. Are you guys still? You guys still in love as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
That helps, I think, after 9. But yeah, it's weird. But in a nice way, actually nice to be home, especially when the weather's like this. Even though obviously it's a bit odd, but
it is.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of odd getting back on a plane whenever that happens.
So weird, isn't it?
Can't picture it at the moment.
And mate, imagine how
Manchester
weird.
Airport,
Yeah. Imagine how weird all of the machines and the rules were beforehand. Well, we're spraying the cabin with this invisible spray that no one knows what it does. We're going to go through this giant gate that no one knows what it does. Now it's going to be even worse. We're going to get probed, rectal thermometers.
Manchester Airport was already busy and you were queuing into the car park on Mondays. Now you'll be queuing to the Trafford Centre and back. like 2 meter distance between every person.
Mate, it'll be good. It'll be good for leg room, won't it? Though.
It's true.
True. Fair
I'm
point.
just gonna
Fair point.
whip out a load of seats.
Everyone's in first class.
Yeah.
I think they've got it. Surely they've got to wait until the social distancing's over before doing this. Surely. You can't do that on planes. I mean, no, they are doing it on planes, aren't they, at the moment? People flying have got, like, full rows to themselves.
Yeah, people are flying. There are planes out there, which it seems crazy to me. Like, did you see that they released a thing about elite level athletes are getting, I think, do not quote me on this, but I think they're allowing elite level athletes to travel without the 2-week quarantine. It'll probably involve a load of testing, but in order to kickstart some of those things, I wondered whether that would like help the kind of theoretical World Cup start or not, and whether do you know anything about
that? World Cup, I'm not sure yet. I think what they're hoping is, I guess by the time it hits September for the first one, that things will have eased off even more, and it'll just kind of be more normal. I think the only thing they'll be interested to hear about is spectators.
Yeah.
Even for media as well. Like, it's quite a lot of media, really, isn't there? And team managers and coaches and how many staff you can bring. And
marshals, all that stuff.
I mean, what do you do in the finish area, like 2 meters apart? Like, how do you do it? And if someone
so
wins,
weird.
Like, virtual high five.
Did you guys see the Supercross?
Yeah.
You watched it?
Oh, no fans,
Yeah, no fans.
Weird, man.
And like at the end, like for the podium, they were just pulling up, and there was a microphone on a 2 meter long stand, and then they just ride up to it and do the interview. It was nuts. And it was weird to see that there's obviously a lot of business at the moment in face masks and companies sponsoring to get on a face mask. Did you see that, Ollie? So like Fly, for example, had got like all of the marshals and the commentators had got Fly racing.
No way.
Yeah. And all the teams had specific ones to that team, and it's just it was a strange thing to watch.
What are they doing with Formula One? Do you know? I haven't looked at that. Or like,
oh yeah, saw that. Yeah, because they're going to do Silverstone, aren't they? Is it July?
Are they? Yeah.
They've got a special exemption from the government. I saw like yesterday to have it on with no behind closed doors, but and that quarantine's been waived for them as well. So I guess
because they very nearly ran the first one, didn't they? They were so close to running the first one. They almost did practice and everything. Everybody was there. It was Melbourne, I think. Everybody was there, fans, everything. And then they were like, "Yeah, we're not running it. Go home."
Yeah.
Where
My doorbell just went.
Oh, right.
Second. Sorry, boys.
We're gonna have a cameo. I hope
sorry about this. Wonder who it could be.
I don't know. Let's hope it's someone interesting. This is good.
Mad.
I like this.
If we'd have done this 20 minutes ago,
it's just a delivery. Fantastic.
I don't know what delivery.
Don't mind me, boys. We're only shooting.
We would have had a delivery cameo.
Sorry about that.
Who was it?
That. It was no one. It was the standard delivery. Just ring the bell.
Right. Run off.
My apologies, guys. It's very unprofessional of me. The
more checks landing on the door.
Formula One though is like, think how weird it is anyway. Like, I don't know. I think the no crowds make stuff extra weird. So the example I go to is like UFC makes it just two blokes fighting, which just seems way more insane. I know that's what it always is, but when there's a crowd, it seems like a spectacle. People going ludicrously fast in cars on their own is very strange, isn't it? With a big team looking after it. Like, if you just sort of zoom out, it's just loads of blokes going like...
But surely there must be a lot of... the money is missing too. So how are they going to do... Because surely the money to the stadium, to the racetrack, brings in the money to fuel the whole thing. So without that, how is it even operating? I've never even thought about
broadcast fees is the big one, isn't it?
Yeah, true. I guess everyone's going to watch it at home, aren't they?
Yeah, so maybe that'll go up.
Yeah.
And maybe that'll even it out somehow. I have no idea. I mean, I'm sure they're losing money.
How weird would it be if we had to pay for the World Cups this year? Ooh. And I would do it, you know, but it would be like, it's a strange thought.
That might be a great way of doing it. To fund the teams, to help from the team, to help from the privateer. I don't know, split it, divvy it up. I don't know. That's probably a ridiculous thing to say, but you heard it here first, folks.
Be good 2 months of racing though for fans, just sat at home like back-to-back weeks of just broadcasts. It'd be sick.
That'd be a good laugh for you editing, wouldn't it? The double header weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Holy.
Just trying to work it out at the moment what to do, because it's so compact, isn't it? It's like the internet. Can you imagine the amount of content that's going to come out in that 2 months?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How was it? I think Red Bull often source out there, so they have people filming. You'll know more of this than me. They have people filming, and then they have people off site. They have like offices full of people that they just send all of the footage to that sort it out, don't they?
Yeah, I think at World Cup they've got like obviously a huge team on site, but then dudes back in maybe Austria, who also get sent stuff. So like the daily stuff with Elliot and other highlight things that come out daily. Yeah, I think they've just got guys just sat beavering away, and they just pump stuff out, which is pretty nuts. It's like when you're watching the live feed and you get like the quick action replays or a slow-mo after the run of the highlights of that run. There's literally someone quickly just going firing stuff out within like 30 seconds. Pretty cool.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, and I don't know a ton on the broadcast end how it works, but when you actually go in, the big truck they have with all the commentators and cameras and live feed stuff, it's pretty nuts what goes on. Like, I don't think you can really fathom the amount of money and people that goes into making that broadcast. It's pretty insane that we get it for free. It's pretty cool.
Fair.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
But have you thought about getting an apprentice back home? Just send off all of the send off all footage.
I'm waiting for an AI bot that can do it.
Oh mate, have you ever used the GoPro Quick app? And it just makes the edit for you. It's so funny.
Star wipes everywhere.
Yeah. I gave my brother a GoPro, and then he's just recorded some stuff, and instantly used the Quick app, and it's obviously got the generic music and stuff. It's so funny, and all the crossfades and stuff. Yeah, it's like the classic tropical house vlog music that's on every single thing. It sticks in your head. You're like, oh, so funny.
Oh dear.
I have been liking your mic rides.
I don't know if you. Whenever anyone says that, I'm waiting for the punchline. Go on, Joe. What is it? Come on, mate.
Yeah, they're good. Because how it's been this last 3 months. It's been. I feel like we should have been documenting it better. Some of the stuff that people have been putting out has been interesting.
Yeah, it's madness in all directions, isn't it? It's fucking.
It went nuts. It was pretty funny to watch, really. And I was probably part of the problem in some ways, but at the same time, it was cool to see who'd obviously put a lot of thought into some of the ideas.
Yeah, this guy put a year's worth of thought into that before dropping it. He legit did. That's a whole year. It's funny, dude. Did you listen to the last one? Because Olly sent me the logo a year ago almost to the day when he dropped the first one. I was like, dude, it's taking you a whole year to put this out. It's got to be good.
Isn't it? That's terrible, isn't it? No, I think also you got to cut people slack, because actually all of these dudes have had their livelihoods ripped from their hands, kind of, and everyone's just panicking, aren't they? They're just running around trying to do something.
Yeah, especially at the start when no one knew how long it was all going to go on for. It could have gone either way. It might be over quick, or it might be another 3 years. It's so it's interesting.
It has been.
It's calmed down a little bit now.
Yeah. I think it's going to be interesting to see how sustainable some of this stuff is, especially with podcasts. There's a few awesome ones now, isn't there? Needle's putting his out, it's really good. Wynn's done one, which is really good. And hopefully they continue. I think that's the main thing. That it stays sustainable. I think Andrews will be 100%. Yeah. No doubt Wynn's will be, but yeah.
Do I've loved almost the most?
What?
Oh, sorry, go on.
Go on, dude. Sorry.
No, I've really loved Danny Mac's videos just with those pallets.
Yeah.
Because they just it's just so simple, and just everyone he puts out, I'm like, oh, what's it going to be? And it's literally a garden, a flat space with pallets and a sleeper.
And a ball.
And Duncan Shaw as well. Like they just do like, I don't know, it's so like relatable. I think it's so cool seeing how good they are at bikes.
Thing as well.
Oh,
I can't even walk on a slackline.
No, me neither, man.
No.
Like, nowhere.
No, I know, right? I know.
Yeah, I think I love all his e-bike stuff's been cool as well. Like hopping those things around, that's insane.
Yeah, you see that photo he put up? I think it might have been today on top of the trig point with that beautiful background, like nothing around. It's so nice.
Yeah.
Killing it. It's killing it.
I think those boys did good. They like rented a place out in the Highlands and so they've just been completely isolated, but just with all their bikes and with loads of land, probably having a lovely time actually. If you think of the schedule he normally has with all the tours and with all the media obligations, like it's got to have been nice to just mess around in the garden, which is essentially what he got into it for, which probably everyone did. Really, you end up doing like all these World Cup races end up with this crazy calendar, but really they're there because they enjoy biking, isn't it? So it's like quite a nice opportunity to just do biking for a bit, I guess.
Yeah, with your mates, like you say, in the garden. It's cool. Yeah, it's true.
You noticed you had it down your way as well, where there's been lots of digging going on, like lots of kids with obviously off school free time. There's just every little woodland's got fresh stuff just popping up in it.
Loads,
like everywhere. It's cool.
It's
really
mad,
cool.
isn't it? Because they've got their I reckon Matt Jones, Bren, Sam Reynolds, all of these like build. I don't know, that maybe they're just the ones that I watch because they're mates, but like seems like there's loads of like backyard builds and stuff like that going on.
Yeah.
And kids love it, don't they? They realise it is that simple. Like a lot of kids, I think, are grown up just with stuff already there. So when you actually build it, you have ownership over it. It's way more exciting, isn't it?
True. Yeah, true. Bren's looks cool.
Yeah, it's wicked. I went and rode there for the first. It's the longest time I've had off a jump bike. So I'd been like 9 or 10 weeks or something without riding a jump bike. I've always ridden jump bike, always like a lot.
Especially in this weather.
Yeah, exactly, dude. This time of year, yeah. And it was so scary going there and just thinking, oh. I tell you what, I actually have major head fuck if I don't get through something first time. And I was like, mate, it was like my world champs run. Honestly, I was up the top and rolling like, oh, can I still do it?
How hard are those? We talked about those ones earlier before Joe joined us, but those berm to berm jumps. How hard are they? Because it looks like the first big one is very difficult. The one you cased, actually.
I had a monumental case, didn't I?
Yeah.
But we didn't have any water, so everything was like washing out. But it is very difficult because you're in a turn and you're expected to then take off in the turn to go the opposite way. And everything's like kind of blind, you know?
Yeah.
When you're in a turn, you can't look out of the turn.
Right,
like they're too tight, you know? So you're just in it, hoping that you're in the right spot.
And it's just a blind takeoff too.
Yeah. We got a lot more of those to test, so I think we got a few more cases coming.
How far on is it? Nearly finished?
Yeah, it looks good. Sweet. Nearly there. A lot of fiddling around to make it ride good. I think we've got a lot of cases to come, to be honest. We got a lot of testing and a lot of cases.
Warm those ankles up. We're coming in hard.
Yeah, so Bren went and obviously it's his vlog, but he went and published one of me casing monumentally. He didn't include his cases, did he? Seems like a standard stitch up here. I get results bought up. I've had my so far, Joe. I've had ancient results bought up.
Yeah, I found the only time we've raced together where I beat him.
I've had my clothing choice bought up. My fashion sense bought up.
All right, nice. Was that a 4-cross race?
Yeah. Then he had to slide it in there that he did it on a dirt jump bike. All right.
I seem to remember you wearing some pretty baggy shift pants, or was it one pants?
Me?
Back in the day, yeah.
Oh, full race kit
like
wanker,
full
dude.
Parachute, like.
Yeah, full race kit wanker. Because the reason that the jerseys were always baggy is because my samples were always size large. So I'd wear them and then put them back and go and show them customers the next day.
Authentic.
Got to, haven't you? But yeah, some pretty outlandish race kit going on, dude. Back in the day, 2000 and I don't know what it was, 10 maybe. I don't know, can't remember.
Did you buy the dirt van? Did I see yesterday, Ollie?
No, I didn't.
Were you joking?
No, I wasn't. I did see it there. Pewey's bought it from Red Hill.
Right, okay.
Yeah, and he's had it, but I was stoked to see it because probably we're all from the same era, aren't we? So that dirt van was like when you saw it. It was, do you know, I weirdly bumped into that van. But as a kid, growing up, I'd be on like a family holiday in Cornwall, and there'd be that van there. I never knew who was in it or whatever. It's probably Mike or Jonesy or someone. But I whenever I saw it, I was like, "Stop the car, Dad! Stop the car!" Like, we didn't have camera phones or anything, but it was just like, let's look at the dirt van for a bit. Dad must have been like, yeah, that's a shit transporter. Yeah, come on, let's carry on.
Says dirt on the side. Yeah, great.
Funny. Yeah, when you were talking about old racing stuff, it just made me think of that Sambo cover when you guys, I think you and him were on the Nike thing.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if you posted it not long ago when you were having that Nike shoot, I guess, in that custom built place. Yeah. That was cool. I remember that cover.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the last one, wasn't it? Sorry.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Mad,
what was it? The Last Dance. See, that's how much I think it said The Last Dance on it, though.
So did you get the last cover, did you?
Did it?
No, Sambo did.
Oh, right, okay.
Mate, it was wicked. Like,
so, is that you with the mask on, then? Was that you? Dirt Jump Bite.
Like an old cover.
Yeah, it must be an older one.
Yeah, it was an old cover.
A while ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's so weird to think about those things, isn't it? Because probably to someone like here now, a cover doesn't mean much. Back then, a cover was like, dude, the cover was like the pinnacle. If you could make it on the cover, you were like, I've done it.
Did you get like bonuses for that?
Oh yeah. I survived for years off just photo bonus. It's what made me hustle hard. Right. Weird to think. Really weird to think. Yeah. It was only photo bonus, basically. I had a very small retainer. In fact, we're very transparent on this podcast, Joe, so I like to talk figures, you know. So I was on £300 a month, which wouldn't even fill my fuel tank. I was living at home with Mum, and then I'd get photo bonus on top of that from sponsors. Because obviously I wasn't...
And would you have to pay for the photographer too?
No.
Right.
No, I mean, that's why you had like... It's sad thinking about it, because... You had like photographers that you worked with, and as in worked with, you'd like, dude, I'd dig spots. It'd take months to like work out. He'd work out where the light was. I used to do loads of Grant Robinson. And you'd work out where the light was and whether it was worth a good shot, and then you'd make the cover, and then it would happen, or you'd make a shot, and maybe if it was shit, or if it was like not good enough, it'd go on contents page, you know, and you'd be like, damn. But yeah,
so how did that work? I'm curious. So when you get like a dirt mag, for example, would you get it and be like, oh, I'm in here, or do you already know you're going to be in it?
No, you don't know.
So you get it and you're like, I hope I'm in it because I need to get paid.
Yeah, that's the excitement. It was never enough. Well, it was like surviving, wasn't it? So it's like literally fuel money. So when you got something in there, you were like, yes, 150 quid for a double page. Yes.
Sick.
Yeah. I think it was like, that's why it was so valuable, wasn't it? There's such a limited amount of pages to be in, and if you had a double page doing something or multiple images throughout it, like, and it's dirt obviously as well, so it's like, and it's so different now, isn't it? Pre-social media, I guess, all that as well is the big one.
Some of the images were so amazing. You look back at old dirts and you're just like, it's so exactly mountain biking. When I look at the pages, the layout, and John Gregory's design was always like some of my favourite. I just think like all of that's made me all of my opinions on what's cool is basically from dirt, and we don't have that anymore.
Same. I miss it so much. Dirt.
I do, man. I
feel like part of mountain biking died a bit when that left. Like,
totally did, yeah.
Imagine Thrasher Mag dying for skateboarding. Like, it's the same thing.
Totally.
Like, not that it died, but it did, didn't it? It's just like,
it's a shame.
No, yeah, it is a real shame. It was such a like a reference. Not that you ever thought of it like that, but it was a reference, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You've got all of these World Cup guys, but the ones that were sick, and they were sick, the people that vetted who went in there, the ones that were extra sick, you know, got the page space. So like obviously like Josh is going to be there. Obviously Petey's going to be in there. Like it's not going to be. I don't know. It is a shame actually. I can't think whether print would ever come back. Do you reckon?
I think the tricky thing now, you'd need the right people. I think if you were going to try and do one again, you'd just have to have the perfect people there to like. Because half a dirt, I guess it was like that core crew had been around for so long, like their contacts and the respect they had, and the links with the riders, and being able to get that inside line, and
Mate,
with the
exactly.
images
And no,
and the story,
no
it's
social
just-
media too. That's a huge thing, right? Like there wasn't any
Yeah.
social media, so that's where you got your cool, basically. That's where you
Yeah.
found out what was cool, isn't it? Scrolling through there.
Yeah, totally. God, I remember like way early days when the internet still sucked and you couldn't even get race results on the day, and you'd wait for the next copy of Dirt Mag just to get the race results.
And they'd just be, and they'd
Yeah,
just
on the
be
back
like numbers.
page.
It's like, oh.
Like Dragon, Downhill, Zeus, like Elite, Senior, and
That's what I think is like a shame with it now, would be that everything you put in it would be old news, because everyone's posting the whole time. We're so used to like consuming information in a much more like instant way, aren't we? And like if you're just reading through something and it just kind of feels like it's all just lost, it's all just like, oh, that was a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
So it'd be very difficult to pull off, I think. Now I think it would.
Yeah, it would, for sure. Yeah, you'd have to go heavy on like the story-based articles.
I feel like Ollie did a great job with Sender. It's just a shame that didn't last longer than 3 episodes, maybe 4. 3, I think.
Sender was good. Do you remember iCam? It was super arty. That was cool as fuck as well. I like that.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Anything that Grant does, normally pretty cool.
Yeah, I FaceTimed him.
Have you spoken to him? Like,
yeah.
Did you? No way.
Spoke to him the other day. It was wicked.
Nice.
Yeah. His kid, this is not really podcast stuff, but so Grant Robinson's like quite a legendary photographer, and he used to live round my way to the listeners. And and he moved to Canada. And when he moved, his kids were just tiny. And I had him on FaceTime, and there's just this bloke in the background, like, taller than him. Who the fuck's that? Dude, who the fuck's that bloke waiting for you in the background? Like, are you all right? You owe money or something? He's like, oh no, that's my kid. We're going riding. Like,
No way.
Mind blowing, yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
that's
sorely missed.
Is it Kelowna?
Yeah, Kelowna, yeah.
Cool.
Still
Sure.
doing it, still bike riding, loving it, old motorbikes, just cool stuff. Just a cool guy. That's what dirt was, really, wasn't it? It was just people like the right shit, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, and like, they used to be good at getting people who weren't necessarily like full-on mountain bikers at first, who like had a bit of a different edge to like the photography, or and they brought that different element with stuff. Oh yeah, so good.
Mate, we're a couple of 1, 2, 3 old guys here, aren't we? Just reminiscing.
You two are for sure. You two are for sure.
Funny.
You two are, definitely. It's been weird though, like watching, I guess, almost meeting Joe and watching you sort of get established in the industry from the outside looking in is kind of weird. Looking back, it's like proper strange.
Do you remember that backyard track day?
Are yours?
Yeah, do you remember
Yeah, I
that?
do, yeah. I didn't come though.
Was that with Grant?
So Joe used to have a legendary pump track in his garden.
No, that was Ed Haythorne way.
Oh, okay, wicked, yeah.
Yeah. Ed came up for like, he drove all the way up from Monmouth for like an hour. And then went back down. I was kind of just like, no way.
So how did you get involved with those guys, Joe?
We did.
Yeah. Was it through like 510 or?
No,
it's
I was only 16, I reckon, when they came.
Fuck yeah,
I
dude,
think
that's crazy.
I think
to think
it's when me and my mate Sam McQueen, who David knows, sorry, obviously, is we had a really old website that we started when we were like 12 at school. We used to sell like t-shirt, dirty half pipe we called it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Skating and mountain biking.
Cool name. Still legit name.
Exactly, a dirty
Fusion.
half pipe. And I think we posted pictures of like the pump track we've been digging and stuff. And then someone found them somehow. And then, just got an email out of the blue just from Ed. Oh, can we come take some pictures for Dirt Mag? And I was like, obviously you didn't know what to do, like when you're 16 and Dirt Mag email. So that was cool. That's
mad, isn't it? They had their finger on the pulse, though, dude. Because I don't know, you wouldn't say it, but ultimately you've ended up being like someone completely in the industry. Like there could have been any number of different people with a backyard track probably back then. They just had a way of like picking the right people, I feel like, and just like, yeah, it was cool.
Yeah,
if we get it as much now.
Yeah, I guess not. That was a cool feature, wasn't it? Seeing all those different tracks. I reckon you could do it again. Like, God, there must be so many now. And the 104 as well. That was so good.
Yeah.
Like, I used to love waiting to see who was the next rider, and like, just you were basically waiting for Sam Hill to do it, and then he finally did it, and then he didn't let anyone down because he smoked everyone. That was so good.
Wasn't it wet as well?
Yeah, just like
I think it was
wet. Just casual 3 runs and then got the fastest time by 2 seconds.
the 104, yeah, Jesus.
So good.
You
could definitely do that again.
Yeah, I remember as well, right? Because I wrote for Dirt quite a lot, and I remember so the normal brief they were real chilled with that what you could do, but basically you'd get a word count that you had to aim for. So it used to be around sort of like a good size article would be like 2,500 words. And I remember the moment that I started writing for Red Bull Bike. And I remember that moment really clearly because they were like, yeah, brilliant. If you can just get it in by whatever, 2 weeks time, 600 words. And I was like, fuck, how are we going to get 600 words? Like it was such like a perfect picture of what the internet, like the kind of angle that the internet was on. And now we're on to like top 5 worst biking tips. You know what I mean? You don't even read anything. Anything that's like, longer form, you don't read it. That's why podcasting is kind of good because it like has an opportunity to actually get into something. I feel like
definitely.
I think it's like one or the other now, isn't it? It's like I said it before. It's just 10-second clips on Insta or binge watch Netflix for hours every evening. It's like this weird attention span, isn't it? It's like
it is, isn't it? Yeah,
one or the other kind of thing. Weird.
I think I struggle more with a film. Like, if I have to watch a movie, I think I struggle more to watch the whole movie. I remember when I was younger being completely engrossed in a movie start to finish.
Yeah.
I think now I don't.
I think it's tough to sit and do anything like that without looking at your phone, which is really sad. Given the screen time thing as well, I've been, like, on it with that, like, really trying my best to decrease my screen time. Even though I'm not doing the ride, I'm just trying to get my screen time down.
What are you on now?
I'm not telling you.
What are you on, Joe Bo? Do you know your screen time?
How do you look at it? Is it on
settings? It's very easy.
Yeah, it's very easy.
This is dangerous, dude. I know
mine's gone up. Mine's gone up. But I've got an excuse why, though. I'll not give it.
I've never looked. I dread to think what it is.
You just go
screen time.
Setting screen time, yeah.
Oh, hold on. I've not turned it on.
Dude, you might not have any figures then. My one was at 4, which is embarrassing. I was like higher than anyone we tested, wasn't I?
Yeah.
I think when we were on and
globally.
Since I've made my latest purchase, it's down to like 1 hour 40.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's
really
cool.
Culled a lot of. I was going through a lot of hours just scrolling Facebook Marketplace, eBay.
Is that daily or?
Yeah.
Daily average. What's yours, Joe? Is it on?
Just turned it on now, so.
Right, Gully's refreshed straight away somehow.
Did it?
Yeah, he didn't have it, and then he turned it on, and it just told him. I don't know. Mine's at 3 hours 20 minutes anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm the average, 3 hours 20. But I think that's because yesterday I had my phone on. You know where you set the screen so it doesn't go off. I had it on that for about 2 hours because I was trying to upload a video. But because I'm an idiot, I forgot that you could only upload a 10-minute clip to Instagram TV, IGTV or whatever it's called. And I was trying to upload a 17-minute clip. So it kept getting there and then stopping. So I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. And then I thought, what an idiot.
And then in order to beat your screen time, you got ride loads. So ultimately, you're the winner.
Yes, exactly. Ultimately, I'm the winner. I am the winner. We got loads of things again, Ollie, like questions and all sorts of stuff. So
let's do them.
Should we just do a few while Joey's with us as well?
Please. I want to hear Joey's. This is the Joe Bowman, Dope or No. Here we go. Coming up.
Should we do Dope or No?
After the ad break. Focus bikes. And now we're back again from the ad break. Joe Bowman.
I thought
It's
that.
funny. Only my mum calls me Joey, so hearing you two say it's really creepy.
Joey.
Literally, it's like Joey.
Oh dear. Yeah, we did get a few dope or nopes as well, actually. So dope or nope, tie dye. Ooh, it's a divider.
Personally, nope. But I'm not against it all. I've been liking Tani's creative tie dye's been interesting. Some of her stuff's been really cool. The Fox stuff she's been doing.
Yeah.
Oh, she. There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's quite crafty these days, aren't they? Stuck indoors, tie-dyeing things. I mean, I wouldn't particularly queue up to buy a tie-dye T-shirt, but I'm not mad at it. I don't hate it. I don't hate on it.
Have you seen you can do a tie-dye on the merch store?
Yeah, man. Actually, I need to bring out a tie-dye T-shirt.
Tie-dye jet ski tee, I reckon you should do that.
Yeah, it'd be quite nice,
Just tie-dye your actual jet ski when you get it.
Why not?
Get it.
Why wouldn't I? Hey, dude, just shove all of that ink in the secluded beach that I go to. Chuck it all in there, dip it in, done.
Yeah.
2 in 1.
Camo.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it's dope, dude.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
All right.
Joe.
Yeah, I'd go dope in the end on that.
Yeah, I go dope too. I go in the right setting, bit of tie dye, maybe some incense sticks on. Beautiful.
It's tie dyeing or gardening. Basically, I think, innit?
Yeah, innit?
Yeah, one or the other.
Yeah. Running, dope or nope? That was at Patrick Arsenault.
Joe, what you saying?
Gonna go no, just because. So like when this all kicked off, I was like, right, I'm gonna get into running a bit, just for something different to break up the whole riding from home, doing the same loop kind of thing. First few weeks, and went out on my first run. I was like, no, it wasn't too bad. Next day, I've never been in that much pain, like glutes and legs, trying to walk down the stairs. I thought I was broken, and then gave it a couple of days, and I was like, right, I'll go on my second run. Went out, came back, felt a bit better. Next day, both my knees. I felt like I was about 70. And that's it. Quit. So
Really?
It doesn't agree with me. Big no, yeah. But I totally get why people do it though, because it's just so easy. And you throw a set of shoes on, straight out the door, no faff with bleeding your brakes or changing your tires or So I get it, especially if you live in a city. I think it's like easy.
Fair.
Yeah, there you go. I used to really enjoy it, but I can't run anymore, so it's going to be a nope from me. Keep running.
I'm going to go dope. I do like running. I run quite a lot. Because I'm an outdoors kind of person.
Just to buy more trainers.
Oh, really?
Just an excuse to buy trainers.
What else we got? Oh god, there's some weird ones.
Who's there?
At Childish Justino, new DMR Oi Oi camo saddle. Dope or nope? Nope.
Is that a fat nope from you?
Nah, I've seen it.
Have you not? Looks pretty cool, actually.
Google it now. What's it called? DMR Oi Oi.
Oi Oi. It's Deeks' new one. It's pink, blue, grey, and black. And I think it's dope. And never would I put it on my bike. Did you design it? Yes, I did, yes. Never would I put it on my bike, but I think it's dope.
Oh, no, that's cool. Is it like the grey camo and the normal camo?
Yeah. And then there's a new pink and blue and different coloured one. It's called Miami camo.
Oh, yeah, there it is. It's just
yeah. Did you just retch?
No. Yeah, that's all right.
Funny.
Yeah, have some of that, Davey.
Yeah, dude, I'm into it. If it's, I'm a Deaconator fan, so if it's got Deeks on it and
it's so easy,
it's fueling his lifestyle, then bring it on. Yeah.
Deeks is amazing, man. They sold so many of those seats. He's just a top bloke, isn't he?
Yes.
He's just a top bloke.
All right, we got some different ones. So just some questions and topics and stuff.
Okay.
Oh.
It just made me think of that.
Go on.
Just made me think of that north v south thing with Deeks when
Funny was that?
I was talking about it earlier today with someone when we did the, what do you call it?
The Nuki fucking Brown.
Yeah. So, did you see it, David?
I remember seeing North versus South. Yeah.
We did it was a relay. Sorry, wasn't it? That was it.
Yeah.
And it was like Lamont Start, Brendan Steve. I think they tagged maybe Ollie and someone else that went through the dirt jumps, and then. Or did you all have to do a lap? I can't remember.
I think we went down the dirt jumps, back up the pump track, tagged the next guy.
And you guys were miles ahead, weren't you? Like, full lap ahead nearly. And it got to I think Sambo and Deeks at the end. And Deeks literally gets there with all the time in the world to spare, and he had to neck a Nuki Brown. Yeah. And Sambo had to neck a Pims.
Right.
And Deeks just like, he gets there, and he's like, tries, and then just splurts it all out. And he's like, oh, this is fucking horrible. And he's like trying to drink it. Meanwhile, Sambo like casually walks up and just like crushes the can into it and takes it.
Dude, and then Deeks chucked a half full can and tried to claim he finished it.
Really?
So he got done by doping control, yeah. Yeah, we got done as cheats. What better sort of analogy for the North v South thing? The Southerners can't finish the Nuki Brown and try and cheat. Sly, aren't they?
That was a classic episode. How many people have asked you to do another one of those?
Definitely a lot. We were talking about it the other week.
A lot,
weren't we?
Yeah. I'd love to.
It's going to happen, innit, at some point. It's just like a logistics thing. So many people to get scheduled up. Like
busier and busier people as well.
Yeah, we'll definitely do it. It's too funny. I think now we know how it works as well. You could just go huge the second time.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you got so many killers. Like, they were already killers in the last one, but now, like, grown into even sicker riders.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, was Dave Hocknall there?
Yeah, Dave was, yeah. Was Sam?
I think...
No, it was Matt.
I was going to say, I think it was Matt at that time.
Yeah. No, I guess...
Middle Hocknall, isn't it?
Well, actually, they're all really sick.
Yeah.
But some of the videos I see from those boys, so sick.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Who was it did the flip to Manny the other day? It's incredible.
Sam Hocknall.
Yeah,
that was Sam, wasn't it? And he landed another jump before, manual.
Yeah.
And then flip manual. Oh, I'm like a fanboy, man.
I was thinking it'd be funny to, like, so you have, like, similar teams again, but you each pick a special guest that's a non-rider. So, like, you've got this wild card that has to do something they're probably not going to be good at. Like, and you don't reveal to the team who it is until you arrive there. It'd be pretty funny.
That's a good idea. You've obviously already got someone in mind then. Someone who can finish a pint.
Yeah. I think the gravy chug thing would be a good one. Can you imagine?
Oh, and we had that because actually I remember after we did the last one, Josh sent me some videos of them making the rampage line, making like the northern rampage line. And it's obviously going to be way gnarlier than even like our one was quite horrible, and
gnarly.
And like for sure yours is like going to be twice as big plus rocks.
Can't wait.
Yeah, do something for sure. That series, Joe, was just so sick. The whole This Is Petey thing. I miss that, I reckon, for sure.
Yeah,
there's nothing similar.
Long time ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah, long time ago, man. Long time ago.
What's your sort of focus for the year? Have you obviously you're covering the team, but like, do you have like a working title, or do you have like a what's it called?
The syndicate stuff.
Yeah.
I guess it's just the syndicate. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Just every year, I guess it's a bit different with the team. And this year, obviously, been tricky, but now it's because we had all these non-racing ideas. We were going to flip it on its head this year and not really cover any of the races.
Wicked, yeah.
But obviously, it's been tricky. So when all the racing does happen, I think we're just going to produce a full length thing from all of them, to be honest. So cover them all, put out something before Christmas, like something longer.
So
still thinking about that, how to do it. And then we've got a bunch of ideas because I don't know. Obviously, you two watch the live feed and fans are downhill, and it's tricky at the moment, isn't it? There's so much content coming out from races, and the way racing is now, it's so pro, and there is less time, and it is less loose in general, and doing team edits, it's getting trickier, and you just don't want it to be stagnant. You just want to do different things, and I think people want to know what goes on outside, don't they? What's going on back home and training and testing and all that stuff, where the boys have got more time to actually chat and film and do stuff as well. So,
I always think you kill it, and I think it's down to you having vision for it, and as well, the characters in the team are always so good. Like everyone, it's like, can you imagine doing for some teams? I'm not going to name any teams, but there are some teams that it would be much harder to do it. Serious teams, and it'd be really difficult. And I think now that we've had the races taken away, that highlights it even more. It's just it's so hard for someone who's just 100% race oriented to actually continue their job. They're still getting paid. It's difficult.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
I really want to see that stuff Clay was working on. It's a shame that that's not out yet. I was sort of frothing for that after he came on the podcast and talked about it.
Yeah, that's a prime example, isn't it? Because that's a guy who gets paid an awful lot of money to do races, and you don't really know much about him, and you don't there's not much output, with Gwynny. It'd be fascinating to see, what he's really like, really.
Mm.
Yeah, it'd be cool, especially if Clay's doing it. It's going to be good, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
It's cool that he's going to come back to a couple of races. It'll be sick.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I just want to be on the radio with him, just so he could just occasionally say something really Clay and get you stoned. It'd be so good.
All right, we've got a couple of these things I'm just going to throw at you dudes, if that's cool. Because we always miss them, and I always feel bad at the end. It's always a shame.
Do it, I like this.
At Paul Levine, 76. As we are coming out of lockdown, fingers crossed, what would you have done differently in lockdown? Ooh.
Wow, that's a tough one, man.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm good. I wouldn't have changed anything. I've been all right. I've been pretty scheduled, as you know. We've had a bloody good laugh making this series, which has been hilarious.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Do you know, I think the only thing that you can imagine in hindsight, if we knew that we were actually coming out of it, you can imagine it would have been really cool to book a flight somewhere crazy and just live in a hut in the jungle somewhere.
Yeah.
And build stuff in the jungle.
There was a guy on the news today who was a teacher who ended up stuck on the Galapagos Islands. He just looked. Yeah. He was living the dream, dude. He was on FaceTime it's mega. I'm just on the beach every day. Can't come home.
I can imagine looking back in 5 years' time. If you could look back, you could be like, man, I should have booked that holiday to Tahiti and got stuck in French Polynesia, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Otherwise, I'm stoked as well. What about you, Joe?
Yeah, I think I can't really think of much, to be honest, that would have changed. It's not, other than literally what you just said of being on not a desert island because you couldn't dig some bike tracks, but I think it's been alright.
Dirt jumps on the Galapagos.
Nice just to
I
be
don't reckon it go down well.
You know.
Yeah, just.
Is that near Scrub Island, the Galapagos?
Endangered lizards.
Yeah.
Well, we've got another good one as well, actually. At Alex Anderson MTB, what is the biggest sacrifice you've made to pursue your career? Ooh.
Goodness.
Throwing some curveballs in today.
Deep.
Isn't it?
It's a good one. Joe, you got any?
Thinking.
I would actually say there's huge sacrifice in pursuing anything. Yeah, I'd honestly think that, think of just when I was at school, how uncool it was to be this into something. how many parties I didn't go to, how many girls I didn't get with. You know what I mean? I've not lived a normal life because of all this shit. I could have been cool when I was younger, and I wasn't cool. I was scruffy. I had scabs on my arms. I was limping around. I reckon it's a huge sacrifice, but it's the best kind of sacrifice you can make because it can set you up for a life of joy.
Nice. Hey, this has just reminded me. Me and Joe used to have a sex toy website.
Oh, go on. Dude, how can that like just come out in hot conversation?
I just remembered it now.
This wasn't dirt pipe, was it?
Yeah, that's code. Yeah, that's code word.
And I sacrificed weeks of my life manually uploading sex toys to our website.
Manual uploading because we were so dumb that we didn't realise with 1 or 2 clicks of a button you could upload everything in one.
The entire product feed. So I did them all manually. Like, oh man, it was brutal. So, in fact, that's a good point. So when we were talking about racing 4-cross back in the day, my sponsor was nighttimesupplies.co.uk. So I like sponsored myself with the sex toy website to try and promote it at regional 4-cross races.
Bring it back. Now's the time.
Now is the time, dude. Now is the time. We made a few sales though, didn't we, Joe? I think 3 in total.
Is that your biggest sacrifice, do you reckon? That was your biggest mistake, not pursuing that.
Not pursuing it, I think, especially now. Imagine how big that could be at the moment. That'd be sick.
Dude, when you say manually uploading sex toys, I just think of you trying to force one in a floppy drive, or like I don't think in
the
code.
big rubber fist won't fit in there. It was brutal, mate. It was brutal. It was absolutely brutal. It took days, weeks.
Did you test them, dude? Be honest. You tested them on the chicken. You tested the fisting one on the chicken.
Joe bought a Tenga egg, though, didn't you, Jero?
Did you? Yeah.
It seems to be like the gift to give at the moment. I've got like 2 6-packs of them literally there.
No.
From people bringing them back. Yeah, because when you go to Japan, we went in November with the syndicate. And like the Tenga thing's massive there. It's like I guess it's a running joke, like Tengas, and like they just sell them everywhere. The 6-pack, it was 6 packs of the eggs, and like Craig brought me some home from when the 51 boys went, and then like Loris bought a bunch when we were there. So funny,
dude. How weird is it in Japan?
So
like it's such a conservative culture, and then the sex toy thing is like I know what a Tenga egg is. I've never personally had intercourse with a plastic egg, but I know exactly what it is. You know?
Yeah.
It's like massive out there, isn't it?
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? Japan was like to go back. It was such a quick trip. Did you go a while ago?
Not that long ago. Me and my girlfriend went a couple of years ago, I think. It was wicked. I loved it though. It's so different. There's not many places you go that are that different, is there?
No.
Full tourist mode, or were you?
Yeah, full tourist, no bike. Yeah. Oh, it's so fun, yeah.
Especially the difference from when you're in Tokyo and then you go into the countryside. It's like turn your clocks back. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Cool though. Like
really cool.
I think the most beautiful mountains I've ever seen, I reckon. Just a
same
forest.
for me, I think. Yeah.
Nuts.
Completely unique. You go everywhere and it's like alpine. And I'm not complaining. It's fantastic going to all these different amazing spots, but there's sort of share a similar like pine forest, rock, dirt combination. And then you go there and there's like, I think that is actually it. There's deciduous trees up high on mountains. So then you end up with like fucking waist high loam. I reckon some of the best riding ever is out there.
You reckon? Is there a big riding scene in Japan? I wouldn't know.
I think there's a fairly big one, but you don't hear much about it.
Did you do some riding out there, Joe? Or not with the syndicate?
The only stuff we did was like a couple of dealer days because the boys were just basically getting taken to these different spots and riding with dealers. Yeah. And the one place, was it Hakuba? It's this big ski resort. Can't remember the name of it, but the loamy trail we rode that was like, I don't know, if you did it non-stop, it'd maybe be 15 minutes downhill pretty much of just untouched loam, no rocks like you said, just in these gullies, just mind blowing. Like,
Unreal.
never seen anything like it. It was like the Surrey Hills if it had 3,000 meters of elevation.
Yeah. I saw Loose out there. It looked incredible. Just again going down those gullies. Those like
it was that spot.
Oh yeah.
It was that spot.
Man.
It was
unreal.
And the funny thing is, when we got there, like, you know, you're expecting some kind of like bike park setup or it to be like a big thing. It was literally just kind of a little random spot, met up in the car park, got shuttled up this road for ages, and then there's this random little entrance into the woods over like a fallen down fence, and you go up this path into the middle of nowhere, and then there's these gullies, and that was it.
Best.
Yeah.
Days of fun.
Yeah. But then, like you were saying, the kind of the old school, like maybe more conservative thing comes in, where like the guides were super conscious about like you can't skid, like don't go too fast, like it's really interesting the culture difference. Yeah,
fairly big cultural difference, isn't there? I mean, the good thing is that the eggs are dishwashable, so I assume you just got them straight out of the dishwasher, have you? In the pandemic, couple of dozen.
Couple of Calgon tablets and you're good to go, innit?
Yeah. You imagine taking like the what do you call it? The glasses rack out the top.
Oh, there's jellyfish in this one still. Oh, clear out the dishwasher.
Oh dear.
Oh dear indeed. I think it's time for the next topic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Before we talk about eggs anymore.
Yeah. MTV, I can't say it. It's a massive Instagram handle. Did you have any childhood nicknames? When did you discover? When did you do the ODub thing? When did you find that?
I can't think. It was like
Kevin Windham inspired.
Yeah, it was Kevin Windham inspired. Yeah, and it was like, it was probably when I started my Instagram. That's honestly probably it, just because I copied Kevin Windham. Really, but I've got loads of other nicknames from sort of bullies growing up, which is good because I've got different coloured eyes. So like Freak is a nice nickname. Used to shout. Used to shout. You know the Ricola adverts, the Alpine mints.
Yeah,
like, Ricola.
Yeah.
Yeah, just stick an F on the front of that, and it turns into quite a nice little chant to make someone feel bad about their heterochromia. But that was one of my nicknames. I got a nickname when I was dual. Yeah, it's not bad, is it? I got a nickname when I was dual racing. I got called the Whole Shot Kid, and it was by the dude who was the he was the commentator for Mountain Bike Britain, and I wished I could be called Whole Shot Kid. I wish I could be called Whole Shot Kid by other friends, but it didn't stick. I got Trick Ferret was another one.
Decent.
By the older boys, because I rode with a lot of bigger boys. Yeah, I think that's it, really, dude. Got some other bad ones, but I'm not going to go into those.
Classic.
What about you, Joe?
I had Boob.
Boob?
Joe Boob. Like,
Joe Boob.
I have no idea where it came from. It's when I used to have a job at the bike shop, literally up the road from here. And the guy who ran it, like, one day, literally just started calling me Boob. Like, hey, Boob, can you get that? Like, Boob. And it was nothing to do with Boob. It was like maybe a mix of like Bowman and Noob or something.
Nice.
I don't know. I have no idea. Or like
so you got
make
good
a boob,
nicknames.
you make a mistake or something. I don't know. Funny.
Class.
I think you've all got really good nicknames.
Yeah.
Like Biker Grove, everyone had sick nicknames.
Biker Grove. Yeah.
Remember Tinhead from Brookside? That was a classic nickname.
Fucking Tinhead, man.
Fucking Tinhead. I was Dolph growing up. DOLPH.
Were you?
As in, nicknamed by my dad because when I was really young, we were getting changed to go swimming, and I ran out of the swimming changing rooms, jumped in the pool, couldn't swim, went to the bottom, and then forever my dad called me Dolphin, and it stuck, dude, for years. Like
he should have called you Brick.
It rhymed with brick, but it weren't brick.
That's another one.
Oh, dear.
Nice.
Just keep doing what you do.
We're getting through the questions, man.
Yeah, we'll just do one more.
Off Instagram.
Yeah. There's. I'm just trying to find a good one. All right. No, hang on.
Can we put lift music on?
Yeah, no, this could this could be quite interesting, Ollie. But it's mainly
How old was the guy who came up with that? That's pretty advanced, I reckon.
It is. Thinking back, I actually at the time
he's obviously travelled.
Yeah.
He was on holiday in Chamonix, saw those sweets in the little shop, and he's like, Coca-Cola.
It's fucking funny, isn't it, that you remember these things? But that wasn't a positive period of my life. But Alien, that was another one. I remember them good. I could come up with way better if I was a horrible boy when I was younger. I chose not to. I rose above.
Oh dear. There's a bunch. I'm just trying to find a really good one. No, we don't want to talk about that. It's really bad.
Davey, dude, I thought you were the fucking host, man.
I know, I'm sorry. I should have looked at these first.
Should we do 2 times table? What do you want us to do?
Do you want me to start another quiz?
I think.
Signature products. Brendan's death grips and pedals. What's the process from design to shelf? I thought that was a really good question, but it's like aimed at you, Ollie.
That is a good question. Joe, you got anything for that one?
I'd like to know how many royalties I put in Brendan's pocket from the amount of his pedals I've purchased, because I'm a big fan.
Oh, good man. Good man. There we go. So
Nice.
actually,
Big fan.
It's with DMR. They've helped us out since we were kids. So we've always been super involved with like products and fiddling around with them and making them better. Really, so really good dudes. In fact, I went there just today.
Did
for
you?
the first time in a long time. Yes, I did.
And what's DMR stand for?
Damien Mason, Matt Riley, the 2 owners. Very boring. I used to say dog, monkey, rabbit because I thought it was more interesting. But yeah, so we actually had massive input. Bren actually had massive input on the Volts before they even came out.
Ah.
So the reason he got a Siggy product was because he'd already sort of designed a really successful product alone. But it's a huge process. I mean, anytime anyone... This is why I get shitty about reviewers that can't ride. Because it takes so long and so much work and so much money and time and effort to even design a product that you might consider mediocre. And when someone gets on it and shoots it down, they don't realise how many people and how many years those people have been riding, designing and putting effort in. It's really hard.
Yeah.
So actually, it's been brilliant for me working and growing up at DMR because I've learned an awful lot about something that I didn't really have much of an interest of before. So when I fiddle with the knob on my Zanussi dishwasher, I think, no, sure, this isn't designed perfect, but
it must be built for Tenga eggs. It must.
Yeah. Dude, those eggs have had a lot of design and a lot of testing, no doubt. So yeah, it honestly takes ages and a huge investment. Even I can tell you, even to get a grip mold wrong costs you like 30 grand. So think how many grips you got to sell before you can even if you can get one grip mold wrong.
I hated the death grip when it first came out, Ollie.
And now
I'm all right with it. The reason I hated it is because when we used to be the Census distributor at Hookit, we launched the Census Sway.
Yeah.
Swayze Light came out. It was 32 English pounds, and the Death Grip launched at the same time, and it was $12.99 or something. And it was like, yep, fill your shelf, guys.
Like even that was like me and Bren driving.
You changed the grip game, legit. Grips used to be 20 quid.
Yeah, man. And do you know what? Me and Bren were both little groms that couldn't afford anything, and what can make your bike feel better, quicker and cheaper than a grip? Yeah, so it was one of the most important things for us when we started designing that. I mean, honestly, I could bang on about this shit for all day because it that much goes in to a product.
How annoying is it when another company then just rips off your design and makes one? So many have now, man. It's insane. But I can't take it as flattery. It was funny. One company ripped them off, and we got real pissed. And we were in the office, and we were like, they literally took the death grip and took the flange off it. And dude, even down to little design cues, like for instance on the death grip, I don't know if I've got one here. On the end, around the end, there's writing
the reason we put that on was because we're from England and the pound coin has the little writing on it around. So we wanted to do it in exactly the same style as the pound coin. So we knew that's why we did it, because we're from fucking London. You know what I mean, mate? And when we saw it on this other grip from another country that I'm not going to name, we were just like, fuck you guys. So then we did a flangerous one and wrote "accept no imitations" in British writing around it.
That's cool.
Nice.
It's funny.
Nice. I like that banner ad that was on Pink Bike the other week. That was sick.
Oh yeah, real salty, wasn't it?
It's good.
It's cool though. I think it's cool that there's companies out there that will listen to. You know, I'm not someone you tend to listen to. I wouldn't say on a lot of sensible decisions. And I think it's cool that bike companies see the value in actual bike riders and people who have been around it and properly immersed in it. So in that way, a lot of the brands I work for are sick for that. I've been so lucky to ride for companies that actually listen to you and
this. Let me just interject real quick because I'm just curious. So I was watching Bren's vlog the other day, and you and Bren were interrupted talking about head angle, and this is something that is way out of my league, right? I do not get this shit. I'll openly admit that A, I don't care, and B, I'm just not really that fussed.
Dude,
but anyway,
but
what were you saying about it? Because you were interrupted talking about head angles.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you say you don't care about the angles on your bike. But if
not that I don't care, it's just that I don't understand it that much to really talk about it.
Ride one of these ones that some of these reviewers say are good.
Yeah.
Give that a go.
Yeah.
And just take it up your normal trails and see if you can get around the corner.
So what you were saying is they're too steep, certain bikes. Is that right?
No. I was saying...
Too slack, too slack.
I always think the answer is somewhere in the middle. And with trends, they are nothing but trends. It's the same as a yo-yo. A head angle is the same as a yo-yo, you know? So if it becomes super cool to make... I mean, my least favourite ones are the mental long bikes with mental slack geometry. I couldn't hate them anymore. And they couldn't be worse for the sport. I go at bike parks and I see people who really aren't... They're not going to learn. They're on a step ladder, dude. You can't go around a turn. Like, Greg Minnar is one thing. As a big dude travelling at much faster than you can ever expect to travel. He's going to want a long bike, you know?
And his bike is small compared to some of these ones that you see like an average rider riding in Surrey or Warncliffe. Or it's crazy. It is crazy.
And it seems like all this stuff, I mean, maybe I'm talking out of line, but it seems like all this stuff has been sort of blown up arguably by very few people that maybe we don't have to listen to. I don't know. Yeah. Like some of the people you hear bang on about how the head angle was a bit steep for me, and you watch them ride, you're like, oh come on, dude, come on. But I think more than anything, it takes the wind out of your sails. Like someone riding a crazy long and slack bike who hasn't learnt the basics of mountain biking isn't going to improve, and that's what we're talking about.
Right. Interesting. I like that.
And actually, we do, even though we are idiots, it's like the one area of interest. So we do actually know a bit. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but I would say I have opinions formed. So
awesome, brilliant. Yeah, it's good. No, I think you've got the same sort of take on it as me. To be fair, that's what I mean. I couldn't really go too deep into it, but I sort of know what I like to ride, and that I know some of it is just ridiculous. And
I think the big thing as well is just saying one thing is better is silly.
What, longer, slower, slacker? Longer,
it's
whatever
it
is.
You keep going. There's a reason why the bikes aren't like that. And all you have to do is ride one and find out. But it's not like there's, I'm sure there are places you could ride where it is worth having a super long bike, super slack. If you're riding around the Surrey Hills, dude, you're wasting your time.
It's going to be a long day.
Yeah, dude, and it's not going to be a fun day.
No. Amazing.
The other problem is people are invested. So once they spend their money, and the reason they spend their money is because this bike is supposedly better. Dude, if you spent 10 grand on a bike and you want to repeat all the things that you've been sold on it for, do you want to be like, oh, I couldn't ride a smaller bike, oh, I couldn't do it, because you just forked out like 10 grand, dude, on a bike that's literally stamped the fun out of everything. That's my opinion anyway. But...
I like it.
Yeah,
Legend. All right, we should probably aim towards wrapping up. It's yeah, we're close to where we tried to be. 2 hours.
Oh, nice.
Super close. So, yeah, thank you, Joe. Thanks for joining us, mate.
Thanks for having me.
It's nice
Good
to
to
see you.
Joe. It's been too long.
It has been too
I
long.
know. Have you got any trips roughly planned yet?
Got some approximate. Got the calendar is filled with pencils at the minute. I mean, I'm sure it's the same for everyone, but the cool thing is that at least pencil marks are now going into calendars. Yeah. So, and I think I think if there's one positive we can take from it is that when we come out of it, it's going to be really, really great to see everyone, ride with everyone, and get back amongst it.
Big hugs.
Big hugs, man. Cough in each other's faces. Can't wait.
Hugs and cutties.
And Tengas. Sharing Tengas out of Joe's dishwasher. You want lads want to come round for a dozen?
Free range.
Organic. Oh.
On that note, Joe, if you just hang up, dude, we'll just wrap up and then I'll speak to you shortly. All right.
Cheers, Joe. Nice man.
See you
brother. One love.
Cheers.
What a top bloke, man.
Top bloke. My teammate. We've had your teammate on. That was my teammate.
Yeah, there you go. Wicked.
Thank you, dude.
What a lineup. Thank you.
No, it's been a pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
Are you doing any sponsor plugs or anything?
Imagine if we had a sponsor.
We need to start getting ad reads, man. We've done enough. We need to start sort of like,
we should have
ramping
done a fake
things up.
one at the start.
We could do a fake one now.
For something we want. What do you want? We'll just pitch it to Tesla.
I know what we should do. We should actually just plug Spike Ball. I mean, if you're still stuck indoors and you're still looking for something to do, get onto the Spike Ball website and enter the code.
I think it was Hook It Podcast 10.
Yeah, and get yourself a Spike Ball.
Have you played yours?
Loads. I literally don't go a day without playing Spike Ball. It's changed my life. Spikeball.com. There you go. That's how good the reads could be.
Yeah.
Future reference, you know.
So for all the sponsors listening, here's what you could have won.
There you go.
But yeah, thank you to all our sponsors.
Yeah, thank you.
Making this happen again.
Yeah,
so I guess we'll do another one next week, and then we'll have even a better understanding where we're at.
Done, dude. And me and you, in the meantime, are going to work towards this freedom ride, and we're going to make it happen. And don't worry, there will be more than 6 spots allowed.
Yes, there will indeed. Awesome, dude. Well,
fantastic.
Appreciate you.
You too. Cheers, Davey. You the man.
All right, man. Be safe.
Peace.